Good morning. What is up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good whatever time you're watching this. I am back with another video. So today I decided that I'm gonna finish off my I guess my 17 and pregnant story and how all of that went down. So in the last part, I was basically talking about how my mother-in-law ended up finding out, and basically where my dad ended up saying so if I was going to get married or if I wasn't. And today I am here to let you know all of that other drama. So I ended up finding out that my mother-in-law did end up snitching on me, and now we don't really talk. But back then it was worse because I trusted her. You know, like I trusted my secret with her. She was the only person that knew at the beginning, and I trusted her with that secret because I wasn't ready to tell my mom and dad, like, hey, I'm pregnant. And she understood at the beginning, and the thing that bothers me is that I had went to her house and I had let her know, like, I was going to end up telling them. I just needed time. And she understood that. She's like, this is yours and, you know, Adani's baby. It's not mine. You know, I'm not going to say anything. This is between y'all. Y'all are going to handle it. And I really appreciated that because I was going to handle it. I just needed time. And literally around the same time that I was going to tell her, you know, tell my mom and my dad, my mom ends up finding out that I am pregnant. So when all of that went down, you know, a couple of days later, I ended up, you know, asking, like, hey, so who told? And Adani ended up telling me that it was his mom. And man, was I upset. I was so mad. So basically what had happened there is my mother-in-law ended up calling my mom over and saying that she needed to talk to her. And she basically told her, like, hey, you know, Cassandra's pregnant. She's going to keep the baby. And my mom is just like, no, she's not. Like, you're lying. And my mother-in-law walked her into a room where Adani was buying, like, baby stuff. He had already bought the car seat, he had bought some clothes, and the ultrasounds were in there. And my mom just busted out crying, and she, you know, she left. And then that's whenever she had confronted me, and I just felt so angry. Like, I did not want my mother-in-law anywhere around me. She wanted to plan me a baby shower. I didn't want it. She wanted me to, you know, go with her place. I didn't want to. I felt so betrayed by somebody that I kept, you know, my trust in. And so, yeah, that was it with that. She told me that, you know, whenever I was a mom, that I would understand why she did it. And to a certain extent, I do. I understand that, you know, she was worried for me. She was worried for her grandchild. But at the same time, like, you could have let me know, you know, like, you could have told me, like, okay, you told my mom, like, send me a quick text, call me, hey, you know, I told your mom. She didn't do anything. Whatever. It's all in the past. I don't hold a grudge against her anymore. It irks me. And with my dad, you know, he ended up saying, like, hey, so are you gonna marry him? You know, what's going down? And for the longest, I said no. I was like, I'm not gonna marry him. And they weren't buying it. They were like, okay, well, if you're not gonna marry him, then you can't see him. And I was like, that's the father of my child. I have to see him. And they were like, no. He's like, you can go to court, get him to get on child support, and then you'll see him like that. But you're not going to be with him. And we just went back and forth with that conversation because I just didn't understand. Adani was over here promising me the moon and the stars that he was going to be there. He wanted, you know, to see Isaiah whenever he wanted. He wanted to be there. He wanted to be there for me. And I believed him. So my mom and dad ended up sitting us down, and they basically gave me an ultimatum. This is how I felt personally, but if you tell the rest of my family or just my parents in general, they'll say that it was another way. But how I felt was they gave me 3 options. Marry him, and, you know, we'll put it behind us, basically. They're not going to forget. They still haven't forgotten, but it'll be a new beginning, you know? Second option, don't marry him. We'll give you a truck, we'll give you something to drive in, and, you know, Adani will have to be put on child support, and we'll have to go through that way, but I can't be with him. Third option was I leave with him, I go live with his mom, and I don't have my parents' support. And to me, I only seen one good option in all of those, which I could keep both of my family together, which was my new family and, you know, my family. And that was all through marriage. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't want to get married. And I'll say this to my dying day, I didn't want to get married. I didn't. But that was the only option I felt like I had. And in that moment, and you know, and during that time in my life, I did think Adani was the only one for me. I loved him so much, just so much, and I believed everything that he told me. And so we got married on June 27th, 2016. I said I do, and I was still pregnant. We got married at the courthouse, and we came home, and you know, we had a nice backyard wedding, and it was beautiful. But yeah, we ended up moving in together. And with the whole moving in together, he didn't have, whenever, you know, I got pregnant, he didn't have a driver's license. He didn't have, you know, he wasn't stable. So my mom basically told him, you need to get that in check before, you know, you marry my daughter. So in less than, I think, 3 weeks, he did. He ended up getting his license, and all in that same week, he saved enough for a down payment for a house. And I do give him props for that, because he was working at a minimum wage job and he made it happen. But we ended up living together, and I don't know, like, it was hard. That same night on my wedding day, I didn't go with him. I didn't leave to go to the apartment that he had got. I couldn't do it. So he let me stay, and I stayed one more night with my family, and then the next day it was time to go. So there I go with my pregnant Betty, getting what I need to get, and I just remember that night so vividly. Like, I cried myself to sleep. It was just horrible. It was the first time that I felt alone. It wasn't like I didn't feel safe. I just felt like this is really happening. Like, I'm really starting my life. I'm not going to school. I don't have a job. I'm about to have this baby, and I'm a wife now. All in the same year, because don't forget, I graduated in 2016. I graduated. So I did graduate. I walked down that whole thing, you know, with my family. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell y'all, my graduation day, you know, we're supposed to be having fun, you know, party, whatever, because through my whole pregnancy, I didn't see Ani, like, at all. It was mostly through telephone, because he wasn't allowed to come here. So my graduation, I didn't see him either. I didn't really have, you know, a fun graduation. Like, my mom did her best to, you know, give me the dinner, give me all that nice, but at the same time, I had to tell my whole family that I was pregnant. And imagine how that went. Everybody was so disappointed. It's just, it was kind of frustrating, because I felt already frustrated with myself. And yes, you know, some of my family members, they were like, well, we support you, and I appreciate that. To those who did tell me, like, hey, you know, we're here for you, and everything's gonna be okay, in that moment when I was crying, instead of making all those faces, because I already felt like crap, thank you so much, because it wasn't easy. And I didn't have to tell any of them. I didn't. For what? I don't see them, so what does it matter? But out of the courtesy, and you know, my parents felt like, you know, they were gonna end up finding out, I did it. And I understand that they were ashamed of me, and you know, if we were kind of closer and we were, you know, actually a family that I seen them and we cared for each other and stuff like that, then I would understand. But we don't even talk. So to me, it was like, why are you shaking your head at me? Why are you crying? Like, why are you so disappointed in me? They were over here telling me that I wasn't going to end up going to school, that now my life is over. What am I going to do? You're getting married. And I was like, yeah, I am. And I kept my mouth shut. My mom just said, you know, just take it in. You know you're going to be somebody, and move on. And that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, it may not be easy right now. It's not. But you best believe that I am going to be somebody in this world. Like, I'm not just going to be some single mom living off of, you know, welfare or whatever. No. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with welfare. That's not the life that I envision for myself. I envision me being successful. I envision giving, you know, Isaiah anything that he needs or desires. Because I won't be that person that everybody set out to be. I'm not going to be that person that everybody thought that I was going to be, that I was going to be a nobody because I had a baby. If anything, he made me want to be a better person. But I'm ranting. And that moment really upset me, because, like, you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm not going to be anybody. Well, watch me. And so, yeah, they ended up finding out. They came to my wedding, whatever. I ended up getting married. And I don't know, like, it was hard. It was really hard because here I am thinking that this man that I love is going to be there for me and stuff, but it wasn't entirely like that. But I'm not going to get into details with that, but that was basically the rest of my story. I know it was kind of short. I made it out to be this big old thing, but I just felt like that was another half that I wasn't ready to talk about because it involved, you know, actually Adani, and it involved, you know, just involved much more to me. But I do want to say something, like, this wasn't really about my 17 and pregnant story. This was more of a message to anybody watching this who's a young teen mom, or, you know, anybody who's struggling. Like, you can do it. There is nothing and nobody that can stop you, no matter who it is. Like, you can do it. There's been so many times since I was small that people were saying that I wasn't going to be anybody, that I wasn't going to do this, that I wasn't going to do that, and best believe, every time they said I couldn't do it, I did it. And just like this is just another obstacle that I have to face. I'm a mom. Yes, I am. I can't do anything about it. I don't understand why people say, oh, you know, you should have used protect. Like, you don't know my story. You know what I tell you. And I feel like moms in general who are so young, I feel like they have to grow an extra layer of thick skin because you get those nasty eyes and you get, you know, the cheese man. You get all of that. And it's like, for what? You know, me, because I'm you know, I know now, like, it's hard. I cry myself. I'm not going to say I cry myself every night, but there's times where I cry myself to sleep because I don't know if what I'm doing is enough. And I can only imagine what everybody else feels and what everybody else is going through. So I just wanted to say that you got this. You know, you're going to be somebody in life. Don't stop trying. Like, if you're going to school, go to school. If you're working and you want to quit, don't. You're going to be somebody. And I just feel like if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody, you can talk to me. I'll be there for you. Like, I don't know any of y'all, but all my subscribers, to all those teen moms, like, I'm here for you. And it may not be enough, but hey, you know, hey, I'm right here. Because it's not easy. It's not at all. And I feel like I'm ranting again. It's just, it really bothers me. Like, how negative the world has come. It's for people to be bringing each other down. It's not like we choose to get pregnant. It's not like we didn't have dreams before this. Now it's just going to be a little harder, but it's going to get done. So there's no excuse for saying, oh, I'm a mom, you know, I can't do. No, you can. And you will if you really want to. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. My mind is all like mumbled, jumbled right now. But yeah, so I ended up getting married. I ended up having a beautiful baby boy a couple months later. And if you want to hear my birth vlog, give this video at least 60 likes. And I'll be sure to do that. I'll give you a crazy birth vlog because that's just another emotional part of my story. So, I hope you like this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. Please, 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 please. Guys, y'all like my makeup? Like, I made another video upon this. So, if you get this video to 60 likes, I'll probably post it. And yeah, so comment down below some little red heart emojis because I love y'all so much. And I'll see you next time on Cassandra Vlogs. Don't forget to be part of the post notifications gang. Bye, guys.
Everybody wants me in the kitchen when it's dinner plate. I believe